On your syllabus, you'll note notice on the, as I refer to it, the What I Have to Do page, that there's the development of an instrument, and then on the evaluation grading section, you'll see that weighs 100 points and how that factors into the final course grade. And what that means, and also on your syllabus, is that you see a due date. You see a couple due dates for that. And what I want you to do is simply put together an instrument. As you've heard on my ACT story, it's not really that simple. Now, I'm not asking you to go through that, but I do ask you to go through the guidelines that we previously discussed. So this can be an instrument that measures whatever you want it to measure. It can be a content test if you want it to be. If you're a classroom teacher and this would help you do that, then make that the kind of instrument. Probably in most cases, you're probably more likely to develop some kind of survey or questionnaire. So do that. So decide what you're going to measure, and then construct an instrument to measure that. Now you see there are a couple of due dates. The first due date on your syllabus is when a draft is due. So, and it's pretty important you get that to me on time, because it involves some peer stuff that really can't take place unless I get everything from everybody. So send me an instrument. I think I've created a Dropbox for that on D2L. If I've not, somebody email me and I'll fix that. Put the instrument in the Dropbox by the due date. And what I will do at the due date, I will take those instruments and I will send your instrument to 5 other people, 5 other students in the class. And likewise, you will get instruments from 5 other people in the class. So what I want you to do, difference between a survey and a questionnaire, there probably is a technical difference. I'm using the terms interchangeably. Question is, do we want hard copy or can we do it SurveyMonkey? I'm going to say give it to me in hard copy, because that makes it easier for me to send out and have edits made. So when you get 5 drafts from other people, I want you to bleed all over that. Think you didn't, be nice. I mean, okay, yeah, because like y'all aren't going to be nice. but point out things that, well, this it would be better if you consider doing this. Make helpful suggestions and be as verbose if you want to. Write on the paper. So print off a copy. Write on however you want to, whatever you want to write on, and be clear. And put your name as the evaluator on it. That way, if there are questions, the person can contact you back and ask what you meant by something. So, edit, make suggestions on the 5 drafts of other people you get, and I will just kind of randomly shuffle those out however they go. Submit those. Do I have a Dropbox for okay, but do I have one for the edited versions? Okay, I'm told I do. Okay, put those back, scan those, put those back in the Dropbox, and I will get those back to their original authors. And I'll try to do that pretty quickly. Actually, I can do that very quickly. I am not going to weigh in on them, because if I make a suggestion, you're going to take mine and not somebody else's, just because I'm giving you the grade. So I'm not going to edit these things. Question. Okay, point was made. There's a Dropbox for the first draft of the instrument, and then for the final draft. I may just send those out with email attachments. It actually probably would be easier for me to do that. I'll look at maybe making a Dropbox for that. Yeah, I'm not sure why that didn't work because I did the same thing as last time. I will try. Remind me, I will try to make a Dropbox for your edit submissions, and I may end up having to email them out separately. But it's probably easier for me to do that from a Dropbox then. So yeah. So okay. So scan the instruments that you edit, put them in a Dropbox that will exist if it doesn't already, and I'll make sure of that if I'm reminded. The suggestion was made if they're submitted in Word format, we can type right on the document. Yeah, just make sure that it's clear that it's your writing. You might want to use track changes. I edit stuff in track changes. Some of you have probably seen from me before. So you can do it in track changes if you want to, and not have to print it out at all. Or you can just print it out, write on it, physically write on it, and then scan the image back. Either way is okay. So when that goes back in the Dropbox, I will, as soon as I get those in, whatever dates I put on the syllabus, I'll get those out back to the original owners with the suggestions, and you as the original owner will get feedback from my plan is 5 people. Well, again, we have to see how the numbers work out. Take suggestions from all the feedback that you get. You can either take or leave the advice. Revise your initial instrument however you decide to revise it. Just because somebody says you ought to do something doesn't mean you have to. Well, they're full of baloney. That suggestion is crazy. Okay, don't do it. But then when you revise your instrument, put that back in the appropriate Dropbox, and that's the one I'm going to look at for the grade. So again, peer critique is important. Everybody participate together because you're all interdependent on each other. Other questions? Clear as mud, as so many things are? Okay, so at least if something's not clear, you probably know enough to ask me separately. So do that as you need to. Otherwise, that is the